You were not born to survive. You were born to dominate. Let that sink in. Not dominate people. Not dominate through force or manipulation, but dominate your circumstances. Dominate your fear. Dominate the chaos around you with the power of an unshakable mindset. And if you don't believe that right now, if something inside you just whispered, "That's not me," then you need this message more than you know. Because somewhere between your birth and this moment, someone lied to you. They told you that you were average. They told you to be realistic. They told you to lower your expectations and adjust to life. But I'm here to tell you that's a lie from the pit of hell. You are not average. You never were. Average is what you became when you started believing the voices around you instead of the voice inside you. Average is what happens when you trade your vision for their opinion. Average is what you settle for when you're too afraid to stand alone. But listen to me carefully. Everything average is beneath you. It always was. You see, the problem with most people is not that they aim too high and miss. The problem is they aim too low and hit. They set goals that require no faith. They dream dreams that require no risk. They build lives that require no courage. And then they wonder why they feel empty. They wonder why success feels hollow. They wonder why they have everything they wanted, but nothing they needed. It's because they never demanded more from themselves. They never built the one thing that separates legends from losers, champions from complainers, overcomers from victims. They never built an unshakable mindset. Now, I want to give you 7 rules today, not suggestions, not ideas, rules, because your life is too valuable to play games with. Your time is too precious to waste on theories. You need truth. You need wisdom. You need something that works when everything around you is falling apart. And these 7 rules, if you apply them, if you live them, if you let them restructure the way you think, will change everything. Rule number 1, your mind is your territory. Guard it like your life depends on it, because it does. Most people treat their minds like a public park. Anybody can walk in, anybody can leave trash, anybody can vandalize the place, and then they wonder why their thoughts are a mess. They wonder why they can't focus. They wonder why negativity follows them everywhere. It's because you open the gates and let everything in. You let the news program your thinking. You let social media dictate your worth. You let people who have no vision for their own lives tell you what's possible for yours. And now your mind is full of their doubt, their fear, their mediocrity. But here's what you need to understand. Your mind is not neutral ground. It's a battlefield. And every single day, there's a war happening for control of your thoughts. The world wants you distracted. The enemy wants you defeated. Culture wants you confused. But you have to be the gatekeeper. You have to decide what gets in and what stays out. You have to protect your mental space with the same intensity that a soldier protects his nation. Because if your mind falls, everything falls. Your dreams fall. Your hope falls. Your purpose falls. Everything rises or falls on the state of your mind. I'll tell you a story. There was a time in my life when I lost everything. I mean everything. My finances collapsed. My reputation was shattered. People I trusted walked away. And I remember sitting in a room by myself, broken, empty, questioning everything. And in that moment, I had a choice. I could let the circumstances define me, or I could define the circumstances. I could let the pain program my future, or I could use the pain as fuel. And that's when I learned this truth. Circumstances don't make you. They reveal you. They expose what's already in your mind. And if your mind is not fortified, if it's not grounded, if it's not anchored in something bigger than your feelings, then the first storm will destroy you. But if you learn to guard your mind, if you learn to control what you think about, if you learn to reject the lies and embrace the truth about who you are, then nothing, and I mean nothing, can stop you. Not failure, not rejection, not loss, not pain. Because your mindset becomes a fortress that the storms cannot penetrate. Rule number 2, you are not what happened to you. You are what you decide to become in spite of what happened to you. Let me say that again, because some of you need to write this down. You are not defined by your past. You are not defined by your mistakes. You are not defined by what people did to you, what they said about you, or what they took from you. You are defined by the decision you make right now, today, to rise above it all. See, the victim mentality is the most expensive thing you can own. It costs you your future. It costs you your joy. It costs you your peace. Because as long as you're blaming someone else, you're giving them power over your life. As long as you're pointing fingers, you're keeping yourself in prison. As long as you're waiting for an apology, you're wasting your potential. And I need you to hear this clearly. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to validate you. Nobody is coming to give you permission to be great. You have to save yourself. You have to validate yourself. You have to give yourself permission. I know what some of you are thinking. You don't know what I've been through. You're right. I don't. But I know this. The same pain that destroyed one person is the same pain that built another. The same rejection that broke one person is the same rejection that launched another. The same failure that ended one person's dream is the same failure that refined another person's vision. The difference is not what happened. The difference is the mindset. The difference is the decision to stop being a victim and start being a victor. There's a powerful principle here. The lion doesn't lose sleep over the opinion of sheep. You know why? Because the lion knows who he is. He doesn't need validation from animals that can't even roar. He doesn't need approval from creatures that run in packs because they're afraid to stand alone. The lion understands his nature. And you have to understand yours. You were not created to beg for acceptance. You were created to walk in authority. You were not designed to blend in. You were designed to stand out. You were not made to follow the crowd. You were made to lead. But you'll never walk in that authority until you stop replaying the hurt. Stop rehearsing the betrayal. Stop nursing the wounds. Let it go. Forgive them. Not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. You deserve freedom. You deserve a future that's not contaminated by a past that's already gone. Rule number 3, your beliefs create your reality. Change your beliefs, change your life. This is the rule most people resist because it requires them to take responsibility. It's easier to blame the economy. It's easier to blame the government. It's easier to blame your parents, your boss, your spouse, your circumstances. But the truth is, your external world is a reflection of your internal world. What you see on the outside is what you believed on the inside. Your relationships reflect what you believe about yourself. Your bank account reflects what you believe about your value. Your health reflects what you believe about your body. Your opportunities reflect what you believe about your potential. If you believe you're not smart enough, you will find evidence to support that belief. If you believe you're not worthy of love, you will attract relationships that confirm that belief. If you believe success is for other people, you will sabotage every opportunity that comes your way. Your beliefs are the lens through which you see the world. And if the lens is dirty, if the lens is cracked, if the lens is distorted, then everything you see will be wrong. But here's the good news. Beliefs can be changed. They're not set in stone. They're not permanent. You can replace a lie with truth. You can replace doubt with faith. You can replace fear with confidence. But you have to be intentional. You have to be aggressive. You have to challenge every thought that doesn't align with who you were created to be. Let me give you a simple test. Listen to what you say about yourself when nobody's around. Listen to the conversation in your head when you look in the mirror. Listen to the words you use when you talk about your future. If those words are negative, if they're limiting, if they're filled with fear and doubt, then you're programming yourself for failure. You're creating your own prison. You're building your own ceiling. But if you change those words, if you change that internal dialogue, if you start speaking life instead of death, possibility instead of limitation, faith instead of fear, then you will start to see a shift. You will start to attract different opportunities. You will start to make different decisions. You will start to become a different person because your beliefs shape your thoughts. Your thoughts shape your words. Your words shape your actions. Your actions shape your habits, and your habits shape your destiny. Rule number 4, pain is not your enemy. Comfort is. Now this one is going to challenge some of you because we live in a culture that worships comfort. We want the easy path. We want the shortcut. We want success without sacrifice, victory without battle, promotion without process. But let me tell you something that might hurt your feelings. Nothing great was ever built in comfort. Nothing significant was ever achieved by people who avoided pain. Nothing worth having comes without a price. You see, comfort is a silent killer. It doesn't attack you. It doesn't threaten you. It just makes you soft. It makes you weak. It makes you dependent. And before you know it, you are so comfortable in your little bubble that you've forgotten how to fight. You've forgotten how to push. You've forgotten how to dream. But pain is a teacher. Pain is a refiner. Pain reveals what's really inside you. When life squeezes you, whatever is inside comes out. And if you're full of excuses, that's what will come out. If you're full of blame, that's what will come out. But if you're full of faith, if you're full of purpose, if you're full of determination, then that's what will come out. And that's when you discover who you really are. I want you to understand something. Every seed that's planted has to go through darkness before it sees light. It has to be buried. It has to be covered. It has to be hidden. And in that dark place, something happens. The outer shell breaks. The seed dies to what it was so it can become what it's meant to be. And that process is not comfortable. It's painful. It's lonely. It's dark. But without that process, there's no growth. Without that breaking, there's no breakthrough. Without that death, there's no life. So when you're going through hell, don't stop. Don't quit. Don't turn back. Keep walking, because on the other side of that pain is your purpose. On the other side of that struggle is your strength. On the other side of that test is your testimony. But you have to embrace the process. You have to trust the journey. You have to believe that what's happening to you is not destroying you, it's developing you. Rule number 5, stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. This is the thief of joy right here, comparison. It will rob you of your peace faster than anything else. You scroll through social media and see everyone's highlight reel, and suddenly you feel like a failure. You see their success and forget your own progress. You see their breakthrough and miss your own blessing. And before you know it, you're depressed, discouraged, and defeated. All because you compared your beginning to someone else's middle. But here's what you're not seeing. You're not seeing the nights they cried themselves to sleep. You're not seeing the failures they overcame. You're not seeing the doors that slammed in their face before one finally opened. You're not seeing the years of preparation, the moments of doubt, the seasons of rejection. You're only seeing the glory, but you didn't see the grind. You're only seeing the harvest, but you didn't see them plant the seeds. You're only seeing the crown, but you didn't see them carry the cross. Everybody's path is different. Everybody's timeline is different. Everybody's process is different. And that's okay. You don't need to be where they are. You just need to be further than where you were yesterday. You don't need their success. You need your own. You don't need their journey. You need to trust yours. There's a reason you started where you started. There's a reason you're facing what you're facing. There's a reason your journey looks the way it looks. And if you trust the process, if you stay faithful, if you keep moving forward, then one day someone will look at your life and wish they had what you have, and they won't see the struggle. They won't see the sacrifice. They won't see the seasons of silence. They'll only see the success. And that's when you'll understand comparison is pointless, because you can't compare what you see to what you don't know. Rule number 6, your circle determines your ceiling. Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. Show me who you spend time with, and I'll show you who you're becoming. because you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Their thinking becomes your thinking. Their habits become your habits. Their limitations become your limitations. And if you're surrounded by people with no vision, no ambition, no hunger, then you will slowly but surely become just like them. Now, I'm not saying abandon everyone. I'm not saying be arrogant or prideful, but I am saying be intentional, be selective, be wise. Not everyone deserves access to you. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. Not everyone can go where you're going. And if you drag them along out of guilt or loyalty, they will slow you down. They will distract you. They will drain you. You need people who push you, not pull you. You need people who challenge you, not coddle you. You need people who celebrate your growth, not resent it. You need people who believe in your vision, even when they don't understand it. You need people who see your potential, even when you can't see it yourself. Those are the people you keep close. Those are the people you invest in. Those are the people you do life with. But the people who constantly criticize you, who constantly doubt you, who constantly remind you of your past, who constantly tell you what you can't do, those people have to go. I don't care if they're family. I don't care if they're friends you've known for years. I don't care if they mean well. If they're poisoning your mind, if they're killing your dreams, if they're holding you back, then you have to love them from a distance, because your destiny is too important. Your purpose is too valuable. Your future is too precious to let anyone sabotage it. Rule number 7, you will never outperform your self-image. This is the final rule, and it's the most important one. Because everything we've talked about, your mindset, your beliefs, your response to pain, your circle, all of it is connected to how you see yourself. If you see yourself as a victim, you will live like a victim. If you see yourself as average, you will live an average life. If you see yourself as unworthy, you will settle for less than you deserve. But if you see yourself the way your Creator sees you, powerful, valuable, destined for greatness, then you will live accordingly. Your self-image is the picture you have of yourself in your mind. And that picture controls everything. It controls how you talk, how you walk, how you dress, how you work, how you love, how you lead. It's the thermostat that regulates your entire life. And if the thermostat is set low, you can try all you want to raise the temperature, but it will always pull you back down to where you believe you belong. That's why some people self-sabotage. That's why some people run from success. That's why some people are terrified of winning, because deep down, they don't believe they deserve it. Deep down, they don't believe they're worthy of it. Deep down, their self-image is so broken, so damaged, so distorted that they can't even imagine themselves at that level. But I'm here to tell you, you were designed by the greatest manufacturer in the universe. You were crafted with precision. You were built with purpose. You were made in the image and likeness of the divine. There is greatness inside you. There is potential inside you. There is power inside you. And the only reason you're not walking in it is because you don't see it. You've been looking at yourself through the wrong lens. You've been defining yourself by your failures instead of your potential. You've been identifying with your past instead of your purpose. But today, that changes. Today, you take back your identity. Today, you reclaim your worth. Today, you start seeing yourself the way you were meant to be seen. Not as a mistake, not as damaged goods, not as second class, but as a masterpiece, as a champion, as royalty, because that's what you are. Now, let me bring this all together, because everything I've shared with you today is connected. It's not 7 separate ideas. It's one unified truth. The truth is this: you have the power to create the life you want, but first you have to create the mindset that can handle it. You can't have $1 million dream with a minimum wage mindset. You can't have extraordinary results with an ordinary attitude. You can't have breakthrough success while holding on to victim beliefs. An unshakable mindset is not about being positive all the time. It's not about ignoring reality. It's not about pretending everything is fine when it's falling apart. An unshakable mindset is about being rooted in truth. It's about being anchored in purpose. It's about being so confident in who you are and why you're here that nothing, and I mean nothing, can move you off course. It's the mindset that says, I don't care how many times I fail, I'm getting back up. It's the mindset that says, I don't care who walks away, I'm moving forward. It's the mindset that says, I don't care how long it takes, I'm not quitting. That's an unshakable mindset. That's the mindset of winners. That's the mindset of overcomers. That's the mindset of legends. And you can have it, you can build it, you can develop it, but you have to be intentional. You have to be disciplined. You have to be committed. You have to wake up every single day and fight for your mind. You have to guard it. You have to feed it. You have to protect it, because the world is full of distractions. The world is full of lies. The world is full of voices trying to convince you that you're not enough. But you are enough. You've always been enough. You were enough before you achieved anything. You were enough before you proved anything. You were enough before you earned anything. You were born with value. You were born with purpose. You were born with potential. And nothing that happened to you can take that away. So stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the right time. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Start now. Start where you are. Start with what you have. Start building that unshakable mindset that will carry you through every storm, every setback, every challenge that comes your way. Because here's the truth. Life is not going to get easier. The challenges are not going to disappear. The obstacles are not going to move out of your way. But you can get stronger. You can get wiser. You can get better. You can develop a mindset so powerful, so resilient, so unshakable that when life throws its worst at you, you just smile and say, is that all you got? And when you reach that place, when you build that kind of mindset, when you operate from that level of confidence and faith, then nothing can stop you. Not fear, not doubt, not failure, not rejection, not loss, not pain, nothing. Because you've become unstoppable. You've become unbreakable. You've become who you were always meant to be. So let me leave you with this. The enemy of right is not wrong. The enemy of great is good. The enemy of your destiny is not failure. It's comfort, it's complacency, it's settling, it's playing small, it's hiding behind excuses, it's blaming circumstances. It's accepting mediocrity. That's the real enemy. But you're done with that. You're done playing small. You're done settling. You're done making excuses. You're done living beneath your potential. Because today is the day you decided to rise. Today is the day you decided to fight. Today is the day you decided to build an unshakable mindset that will carry you to the greatness that's already inside you. You were born for this. You were made for this. You were designed for this. Now go out there and prove it. Not to them, to yourself. Show yourself what you're capable of. Show yourself what happens when you refuse to quit. Show yourself what's possible when you combine faith with action, belief with discipline, vision with persistence. The world is waiting for you. Your purpose is calling you. Your destiny is demanding you. So stop hiding, stop doubting, stop hesitating, step into your power, step into your purpose, step into your greatness, because you were not born to survive. You were born to dominate. And it's time you started acting like it. Now, I know some of you are sitting there thinking, this sounds good, but you don't know my situation. You don't know what I'm dealing with. You don't know the weight I'm carrying. And you're absolutely right. I don't know your specific situation. But I know this. Whatever you're facing right now is not bigger than what's inside you. Whatever storm you're in is not stronger than the anchor you can build. Whatever darkness surrounds you is not more powerful than the light you can become. See, the problem is we've been taught to focus on the size of the problem instead of the size of our potential. We've been conditioned to magnify the obstacle instead of magnifying our ability to overcome it. We look at the mountain and forget that we were created to move mountains. We look at the giant and forget that giants fall. We look at the impossibility and forget that impossibilities are just opportunities in disguise. Let me tell you something about giants. They look bigger than they are because you're looking at them from a distance. But when you get close, when you step into the arena, when you face them head on, you realize they bleed just like everything else. They have weaknesses just like everything else. They can be defeated just like everything else. But you'll never know that if you keep running. You'll never discover your power if you keep hiding. You'll never become who you're meant to be if you keep choosing comfort over courage. And here's what most people miss. The battle is not really against the giant. The battle is not really against the obstacle. The battle is not really against the circumstances. The real battle is against the voice in your head that says you can't win. The real enemy is the thought that says you're not qualified. The real giant is the belief that you're not enough. And until you win that internal battle, you'll keep losing external wars. This is why mindset is everything. This is why I've given you these 7 rules. Because if you don't control your mind will control you. If you don't direct your thoughts will direct your life. If you don't choose your beliefs will choose your destiny. And most people are living defeated lives not because they lack ability, not because they lack opportunity, not because they lack resources, but because they lost the battle in their mind before they even stepped into the arena. But you're different. You're here right now listening to this message, not by accident. You're here because something inside you knows there's more. Something inside you is tired of settling. Something inside you is ready to break free. And I'm here to tell you that something is your spirit calling you back to your original design. That's your purpose trying to wake you up. That's your destiny demanding that you stop playing games and start taking your life seriously. Because time is not unlimited. Years are not guaranteed. Opportunities don't wait forever. And the longer you wait to build this unshakable mindset, the more of your life you waste operating below your potential. The more time you spend in mediocrity when you were created for mastery. The more days you lose living in survival mode when you were designed to thrive. Think about this. Every single day that passes is a day you'll never get back. Every single moment you waste in fear is a moment you could have spent in faith. Every single hour you spend complaining is an hour you could have spent creating. Time is the one resource you can never recover. Money can be made again. Relationships can be rebuilt. Opportunities can come back. But time, once it's gone forever. So the question is not whether you can build an unshakable mindset. The question is, when will you start? When will you stop making excuses and start making progress? When will you stop waiting for perfect conditions and start working with what you have? When will you stop looking for permission and start giving yourself authority? When will you stop living like a beggar when you were born to be a king? And I'm not talking about arrogance. I'm not talking about pride. I'm talking about understanding your worth. I'm talking about recognizing your value. I'm talking about accepting that you were not an accident, not a mistake, not a random collision of cells. You were intentionally designed. You were purposefully created. You were strategically placed in this time, in this generation, for a specific reason. There's something only you can do. There's a problem only you can solve. There's a message only you can deliver. There's a life only you can touch. And if you don't step into your purpose, if you don't embrace your calling, if you don't build the mindset that will carry you to your destination, then the world will miss what you were meant to bring. People will suffer because you stayed silent. Generations will be affected because you played small. History will have a gap because you chose comfort over calling. That's the weight of what I'm saying to you. This is not just about you feeling better. This is not just about you being happy. This is about you fulfilling the assignment that was written into your DNA before you were born. This is about you becoming who you were always meant to be so that others can become who they were meant to be. This is about you breaking generational curses so that your children don't have to fight the same battles. This is about you building a legacy that outlives you. And legacy is not about how much money you leave behind. Legacy is not about how famous you become. Legacy is about the lives you transform. It's about the hope you inspire. It's about the example you set. It's about proving that it's possible to rise above your circumstances, overcome your obstacles, and achieve your dreams. That's legacy. That's what matters. That's what lasts. So as we close, I want you to make a decision right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready. Right now. Decide that you're done with mediocrity. Decide that you're done with excuses. Decide that you're done living beneath your potential. Decide that from this moment forward, you're going to guard your mind, reject victim thinking, challenge limiting beliefs, embrace pain as a teacher, stop comparing yourself to others, surround yourself with the right people, and see yourself the way you were meant to be seen. Make that decision. Lock it in. Write it down if you have to. Speak it out loud. Declare it over your life. Because that decision, that one moment of commitment is where everything changes. That's where transformation begins. That's where your new life starts. You have everything you need inside you right now. You don't need more education. You don't need more time. You don't need more resources. You just need to make a decision and then back up that decision with action, consistent action, daily action, relentless action. Even when you don't feel like it, even when nobody's watching, even when the results aren't coming as fast as you want, you keep moving, you keep building, you keep growing. Because here's the final truth I want to leave you with. Success is not an event, it's a process. Greatness is not a destination, it's a journey. An unshakable mindset is not something you achieve once and then you're done. It's something you build every single day through the choices you make, the thoughts you think, the words you speak, and the actions you take. Some days will be harder than others. Some days you'll feel like quitting. Some days you'll question everything. And that's okay. That's part of the process. But on those days, come back to these 7 rules. Come back to this message. Come back to the truth of who you are and why you're here. Let it remind you. Let it refuel you. Let it reignite the fire inside you. You were born for greatness. You were designed for impact. You were created for significance. Now go build the mindset that matches your destiny. Go develop the discipline that your dreams demand. Go become the person your purpose requires. And watch what happens when an unshakable mindset meets unstoppable faith. Watch what happens when you refuse to quit. Watch what happens when you finally become who you were always meant to be. The world is waiting. Your time is now. Your moment is here. Stop surviving and start dominating.